What's going on, everybody? Welcome to a special edition of the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Eric, Mr. Cincinnati Robinson. As always, I'm joined by the podcast dad himself, Chris Hoops. Hoops, how are you, man?
I'm doing good. But don't let me talk for too long because we get to do my favorite thing, talk to an actual real life wrestler. Let's get to it.
Absolutely, absolutely. So our next guest is an 8-year veteran that has wrestled for Intense Action Wrestling, Pay Your Dues Pro Wrestling, and is currently the reigning and defending Summit Wrestling Association Showcase Division Champion. He is self-built. He is Mason Walls. Mason, how are you, man? Thanks for joining us.
I'm doing fantastic, fellas. Thank you for bringing me on. Very grateful. Ready to get this whole thing started.
Love to hear it. We're loving the energy here. So yeah,
Absolutely.
let's dive right on in. Here at the
Sure.
Wrestling Junkies, we believe that wrestlers are superheroes, and every superhero has an origin story. So Mason, tell us about some of your earliest memories of pro wrestling.
All right. Now, you want early, or do you want my steps in the business? Which one do you want?
Yes.
Which one? Oh, yeah. Go.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
for everything.
Yeah.
All right.
No, we're just getting right on in, man.
All right. So I have pretty much like a complex story when it comes to pro wrestling. Um, I'm gonna just delve right into being personal because I
Okay.
don't believe in I don't believe in hiding anything about yourself as far as like who you are and
Yeah.
what you have been growing to be. Now, around the age, I would say around the age of about 8 or 9, I grew up in foster care, by the way.
Hmm.
So let me just throw that out there now. So the people I was living with, they bought us a Nintendo 64. Me and my two brothers that were living with me at the time. They bought us Nintendo 64, and one of the first games I played, as far as even discovering what pro wrestling was WCW versus NWO World Tour.
Oh yeah.
Classic.
Once I started playing that, that was it. Like I never watched wrestling until like on TV until 2004. So I'm a little bit of a late bloomer,
Yeah.
when it comes to, seeing the product. But as far as like discovering it, when I was about 9, 10 years old, I discovered wrestling. As soon as 2004 hit, I started to watch it, and I've been watching it for 20 years.
Love that. Love that, man.
So,
So
Nice.
who were some of your favorites growing up?
some of my favorites growing up. So, for me, since I came in during that Ruthless Aggression area, um, for me, had to be Shelton Benjamin. Love Shelton Benjamin. Oh my gosh, super underrated. So, Shelton Benjamin was one of my favorites. I always like the underrated guys for some reason. Like, I like
Yeah.
Christian. I like Christian. He did a lot of great work around that time. Um, Rob Van Dam, that's another one that I love. I try to take a little bit inspiration from these guys and incorporate it to what I do. So like I look at myself as like on that type of caliber. When I name these guys, like I know I'm not a Triple H. I know I'm not a Batista. I get it. I like those guys too, but the guys that I feel like I really relate to are the ones I named, like Eddie Guerrero, Chris Jericho, names like that I came up with. Those are the ones I really locked onto when starting to watch professional wrestling. Like anytime I watch Raw or SmackDown, depending on who was on which show, are the guys that I really clinged on to the most, the guys I paid attention to the most, and try to, learn, study, and emulate for my eventual, steps into the business, not like my physical steps. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
once I started watching 2004, I kept it going. I just
Hmm.
kept going, and like I said, those crop of guys right there, I would say they're like the mid carders, but they're like the best of the mid carders. So, like, I feel like those are my guys right there coming up.
Okay. Yeah. Ruthless aggression. That's. I grew up during the same time. Great era.
Absolutely,
So
absolutely.
you kind of touched on it a little bit with
Hmm.
RVD. How did those other guys kind of influence your style in the ring?
Which guy specifically? I know how RVD did. I take a
Yeah.
little move from him that I use now. So, RVD. Now I know I'm not a complete like flipper. I'm not a complete like over athleticized guy that can do all these amazing jumps and things of that nature. Like I don't do all of that. I try to base more on the technical side, but
Okay.
I like little things that Rob Van Dam does, like the rolling monkey flip. That's something that I've
Hmm.
been doing for years. I feel like it's very easy. It's easy to maneuver. I've done it on people bigger than me, so I feel like it works out. It goes within my repertoire. And I just believe that, it looks good on me, and I have been trying to make it mine for years. Like, I
Yeah.
know RVD is 53 years old and still out here, but
Yep.
he's going to eventually sit down, and that move is going to be mine because I've been making it. So, um, again, RVD, I took that from him. Guys like Shelton Benjamin, Eddie Guerrero, I want to take the technical side. So I like to do a little bit of technical wrestling, and
Mhm.
I try to get better at it each and every time that I do it. I know that everyone's not like keen on technical wrestling, but I found it like playing chess. You know what I mean? Moving
Sure.
pieces and thinking, how can you strategically get to the next thing and make it look good? So that technical side of wrestling is like one of my most favorite parts of it.
Yeah,
Love that.
yeah, for
That's
sure.
awesome. So you've mentioned kind of the gap in between discovering wrestling through a video game
Yeah.
and then watching it on TV. And as you've kind of formed your basis and knowledge of it, what would you say you love about pro wrestling the most? Either as a fan or someone that's in the business. What is it that excites you the most about it?
What excites me the most is, being a fan first, right? When you look at it, it's the energy, the lights, the larger than life, the people making their entrance, coming out, getting a hero's welcome or getting booed out the building, like feeling all of that. It's just one of the best feelings that like I've had as far as like me coming up in the world because I was always sad about my situation, being in foster care and
Mhm.
things of that nature and just thinking life is not fair. But when I looked at wrestling, much like a lot of people can explain this, it was an escape for me. So when I looked at that, I didn't know whether it was going to be what I wanted to do with my life, but I said I wanted that. Like I wanted to give people that energy that I'm feeling that they were giving me.
Yeah.
I want to give that to somebody one day. I want to do the same thing. Like I want to see how that feels. I want to see how it is to have that on you. And I know it can be a lot of pressure, but it's just like I wanted to really go for it. I wanted to really see if I could do it. I know it's a lot. Like it's a lot. It's a very physical demanding sport. Like, of course, I'm not gonna think that this wasn't gonna hurt even watching it. But wow, like when I got in it,
Yeah.
I said, damn, this hurts a lot more than I thought it would. But but like it's worth it. It has been worth it the last 8 years for me. I've been having a lot of fun. Won a lot of tag team titles. I'm an 8-time tag team champion. As you all referenced earlier, I'm now the current SWA
There it
Showcase
is.
Division champion. Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's a
Come
good
Yeah,
on,
looking
man. I
took
belt.
can't
took
look.
this
Look.
long to break that out. Come on now.
Oh, come on, man. You just can't go. You just can't go getting your goods out that quick. But
Shit, if I
like I
had a
said,
title, I
this
would.
uh, man, look, this is a very beautiful belt. So again, I'm having a great time doing this. Like I have kids, I have a son, and I have a daughter. One of the things I look forward to the most is being their hero, being
Yeah.
their leader. Trying to move in the right way so that they can see that there are other options in life. You can do whatever you want to do if you put the work behind it. Period. So being a pro wrestler, like getting into it at first, I felt like I was getting into it for the wrong. I could say I was getting into it for the wrong reasons.
Hmm.
Not all the way wrong, but I would say some of it was wrong because, of course, who didn't want everyone to know them and everyone to scream their name? Like that's any kid's dream when you watch wrestling, right or wrong. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure y'all
Mhm.
thought that.
Oh yeah.
Who haven't been in their living room, turned on a WWE theme and came out and did the entrance? And come on, man, come on.
Yeah.
Who
I'm a
hasn't
grown
done it?
man and I still
We
do it.
we've all wrestled with somebody in our lives, right or wrong. Like was it
Hmm.
friends in your living room? I've done it with my brothers. I had videos where I've done amateur wrestling in the living rooms with my brother, and I like the fact that I do because I can put that out there, and then I can also put out there that I've been doing the real thing for the last 8 years. So, man, I swear wrestling has like changed a lot of things in my life for the better. But again, I feel like I got into it a little bit for the wrong reasons, and then eventually started to gain more perspective on why I need to do this versus wanting to do this. Like I literally see that I can make a difference. I literally see that I can inspire kids. I see it all the time. Like when I just had a show last Friday, February 9th at Pay Your Dues Pro Wrestling. I had this nice banner set up. And after I did my match, I was the first match. After I conducted my match and it was over, and eventually intermission came through, I came out to the table, sold a couple t-shirts. All the kids in the world wanted to come take a picture with me and stand in front of my banner. I mean, it's like it's always surreal when people do that. Like I never
Yeah.
saw my life going in this direction. You know what I mean? Like I seen where I came from. I seen where I was coming. I never knew that I could go ahead and really delve into this and make this what it really is today. So I'm having a good
Shit,
time.
I'm ready to run through a brick wall. Let's go. Like
Yeah,
There you go. There you
that was
go.
fantastic. Yeah, that was
There you go.
and like you said, me being a father of two as well, like what you
There you
said
go.
is definitely want to show them that hey, you can do anything you put your mind to. Eric with this
Absolutely.
podcast, like we just started this over the phone in a basement. It's like let's really go after this, and now we are where we are. So
There you
I
go.
appreciate you saying that. I'm going
Absolutely.
to skip the question that Eric had because you kind of answered it in your question, but ranked number 222 on the 2023 BWI 500. Can you explain to our
Man.
audience kind of what that means to you to represent black culture in a pro wrestling at such a high level?
I mean, it means everything. It means that people are watching. People are watching. People are appreciating it. It means that the bumps, the bruises, any injuries, it's all being monitored. It's all being watched, and it's all being appreciated to some degree. So the fact that my name ends up on that list, and it's been on that list multiple times, every time my name is on that list, I'm ever so grateful. Period. Because no one could just no one has to pay me any mind. They don't have to look at me. You don't have to do that stuff. You don't have to write anything about me. You don't have to even pay anything I do any mind. But the fact
yeah,
that people do it and the fact that it's out there and I never know when it's gonna happen, it's just a blessing from up top for me. So
of
I
course.
try to run with that momentum and keep it going.
Okay.
Love that.
Nice.
Love that. Very, very well said. And I mean,
Absolutely.
again, I know you have. Again, he already said it makes you want to run through a wall. I kind of want to
Mhm.
punch a dragon right now. Like it's just
There you
that's the
go.
vibe
There you go.
that we're
Go
getting
ahead,
off
man.
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Absolutely.
uh, uh,
Absolutely.
but you've already shown us that piece of hardware over there, the
Show it
SWA
again.
Unification
Show it again.
Championship. Yeah,
Come
let's
on,
hear
man.
it. Let's hear it.
Oh, come
Let's
on,
see
man.
Look
what
at
it has to
that.
Come
say.
on, man. Come
That is,
on.
That's a good one.
uh,
That's a,
and
that's a that's a nice
Yeah.
that's a nice belt.
yeah,
Oh,
this is.
absolutely.
And this is gonna be your time to brag about it. So tell us, what would you say is your
Absolutely.
most memorable match during this run?
All right. So as of right now, I haven't done a lot of work with it yet. I would say
Okay.
personally, in my opinion. I won the belt back in last August. So that was a pretty good bout, I would say. My first title defense was in November, so that was the only one that I had so far. My next one's coming up April 20th in Shady Grove, Pennsylvania. So that'll be the next one. Well, no, I'm sorry, not the next defense. It's my next match. But I've only done one defense, and I've won the championship. So
Mhm.
as far as what's memorable, was winning it. Being in that match that I was in against my former tag team partner Tony Macko, like we really killed it in the main event. We fought hard, we hit hard. The crowd ate it up, but I came out on top. So that would be my most memorable, winning it, the night that I won it. It was an incredible night. I had my family there. I had my daughter there. I got to bring her in the ring with me. She held my hand up like she always do. And like I said, that's back to me being that leader, me being that role model, me wanting to do this for them and make a difference and inspire. So that's my most memorable night right there, the night that I won.
Can't
Okay.
argue that.
Okay. Love that. Love
Yeah,
that. I mean, just the fire and the passion. I mean, it's awesome. It's awesome.
absolutely. I
We've also
appreciate it.
yeah, of course, of course. So we've also seen that one of your dream opponents is a man whose presence lingers quite a bit on our show. We've had a number of his students on the show.
Okay.
We're talking about AR Fox. What
Yeah.
is it about AR Fox that draws you to him, and why is he such a dream opponent for you?
Well, again, like I said, I'm not that much of a high flyer type, but I look at him and I look at me and I feel like we're similar. I just feel like we have that energy, we have that drive, we have that will to be better, wanting to be better, going out and giving 110%. Like it's more so, like especially for me from afar. I never met him. I'm pretty sure he's a great guy. He interacts with me on Twitter and everything, so he
Yeah.
followed me back and things of that nature. And look, when he sees certain things that I post, he'll come through with a like. So much respect. Shout out to AR Fox. Like I said, it's just for me, it's a mutual respect thing from afar. So it's just one of them things where I'm just throwing something out there in the universe, hoping that it comes back. Like I don't, and I'm never gonna really like shortcut myself. I don't believe I'm on his level, but I believe that I can run with him. Period. So
Okay.
that's all it's about. It's respect, and I would love to get in
Absolutely.
there to mix it up with him, and also for him to teach me some things. That's how
Yeah.
it is. You never
Yeah.
stop learning this business. So somebody like him, really look up to him. Hopefully we can get in the ring sooner rather than later. I mean, I know he has a school down in Atlanta, so I need to drop
It
down. I'm
does.
pretty sure he'll welcome me in, whatever the case may be. So again, I'm just throwing that out there, man. I throw things
Yeah.
out there in the universe, the good, positive stuff, and hoping they come back. Manifest.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
from
I was
no,
gonna say,
go
what
ahead,
do the
buddy.
kids
Sorry.
say? Shoot your shot. Is that what they say?
There
Yeah.
you go. Shoot, yo, look,
Yeah.
you miss 100% of shots that you don't take. Period.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'm taking
Yeah.
it.
Nice.
Yeah. No, it's all right. Let's get into it here. Just you
All right.
touched on it a little bit earlier on. 8-year vet. So what
Yes,
would
sir.
2024 Mason Walls say to rookie 2016 Mason Walls? What's one piece of advice you would give him?
Just be patient. Be patient. Like I would say my first 3 years, I was just thinking like, dang man, it's taking me too long to win a championship. Like, why am I never winning a championship? Like in
Yeah.
my opinion, I was worried about the wrong things. Like looking at
Mhm.
it today, looking at rookie Mason Walls, shut up. You don't even know what's to come. Shut up. There's a lot that's gonna come. There's a lot of work to put in. And guess what? Be patient. They're gonna see you if you work your butt off for it. But no one's just gonna give you anything. And not that I was thinking that in my first 3 years I need to be given something. It's just that I guess the way that I saw it at the time, um, I saw the work that I was putting in, whether it be a little bit of work all the way up to the point now. But I saw that I was putting in work, and I saw some other people around me. In wrestling, we've
Yeah.
traveled to certain places, so it's like you see people around you sometimes with less experience, and then you see them already with like 2 championships, and it's like, so that's where I got the mindset
Mhm.
of why
Sure.
why am I never in this position. And then of course, looking at 2024 now, there's a lot more that to know about that. There's a lot more that goes behind
Yeah.
that, but at the end of the day, I feel like when you're undeniable, no one can touch you. When you earn it, you earn it. That's it. No one can take that away from you. So again, 2024 Mason to 2016 Mason, be patient, keep your head down, work hard. Well, not even keep your head down, keep your head up because you can't see nothing with your head down. So keep your head up, work hard, and stay consistent.
Man, I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
If the wrestling thing doesn't work out, dude, you need to go on stage and be a motivational speaker.
Yeah.
Holy
Look, look, look,
shit!
look, look, man, look. You know what I get all the time? I get people like the voice that I have. So they said that I
Hmm.
had this radio voice. People say I need to be
Oh
at
yeah.
radio. You know what I mean? Like podcast, whatever the case may be. Look, I'm out here for everything. Okay, as far as I'm concerned, when I do talk, I want people to listen. I mean, I don't want to waste my time, nor do I want to waste yours. So that being said, when I have some things to say, I try to break them down. So I appreciate
Love
that
it.
though, man. Most
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fellas, real quick, can I grab this
Yeah. Of
bottle
course.
of water? My mouth's getting a
You
little
sure
Oh
bit
can.
yeah,
dry.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Absolutely.
Hold
Hell
on
yeah,
one
yeah, yeah,
second.
yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
No worries. No
No
worries.
worries on that. Yeah, no,
This
seriously, I'm
is
ready. I'm like I said, I'm ready to run through a wall. Let's
yeah.
All right. All right. I'm
and,
good
and
now.
and and it really
Awesome.
is like a good piece of advice, and it's kind of stuff we can follow is be patient, right? Like
Yeah.
this
Absolutely.
thing doesn't grow overnight. We are not where we are getting real life wrestlers on here overnight. It's
There you
been
go.
a build to get where we need to be,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's a great piece of advice.
Right. And another thing I can mention, I've been in the tag team for multiple years since coming into the business. So
Hmm.
I never, I never got to have a championship by myself until this one. So, in referencing that just now, like we said, nothing
Yeah.
comes easy. I got this championship last year. This is my first singles championship, and I've been doing this for 8 years.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So it took me 7 years to get this.
And it's
Basically,
probably felt incredible once you hear that 1, 2, 3 bell rings, it's in your hands. That's when I'm sure that's probably when it feels real to you that's where you've seen yourself.
look, as long as I still have it, that night never ends. That feeling never
There
ends.
you go.
I get to go out there with it every time and represent 110%, put it on my back and carry it to the top. You know what I mean? I want
Yeah.
this.
Hmm.
I mean, a lot of people, they hold things dear to them. Like this isn't, and I'm not by no means downing this title. This by no means is the biggest deal in the world. But what I'm trying to do with this championship is make it the biggest deal in the world because
Yeah.
I have it. I want it to look like a big deal because I have it. If I have it, it'll probably look like a big deal because I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to promote it. I'm going to always have it with me. I'm always going to want to say something about it. I'm always
Yeah.
going to have it in my promo pictures. whatever the case may be. Like I plan on carrying this for a long time to come. Like I got a
Mhm.
lot of
Yeah.
people coming for this, but you can step up, you can get put to the side, on to the next. But yeah,
Okay.
man, with this Showcase Division Championship, I'm trying to make it the biggest deal that I possibly can.
I like it. I like it. And I mean, you've touched on a lot of this anyway. You know, you've looked to the past. We've talked to 2016 Mason Walls. Let's look
Mhm.
ahead in 2024. What are some goals that you have for yourself for the rest of this year?
Just keep on working, getting better. Taking all advice, putting myself around situations that's gonna make me better, like putting myself in certain rooms. You know what I mean? Like putting myself around certain seminars with certain names, just being able to continue to network, grow, in all types of ways. Like right now, I can say that my best confidant and mentor, aka my big brother, the Pope Elijah Burke. I like to put him
Oh
out there
wow.
because
Oh, okay.
yeah, he's also a hand in training me the last couple of years as well. Like I met him in 2017, and we've been like this since. But funny story about that though, real quick, so we can add some humor to it.
All right.
Um, the reason the reason we made it till today was because he was booked he was booked for a show here a couple of years ago in my
Mm-hmm.
city in Baltimore, Maryland. And thing is, I was tasked with watching his things. Now, here's the thing: he doesn't know any of us. He didn't even know this. So I had his stuff right, like backstage. But I thought to myself, it's like a bunch of people backstage. So it's like if I'm talking to my opponents, I might not have my attention on the things the way I need to. So me thinking I'm sitting here like, what can I do? Because it's a lot going on. Shows, it's a lot going on, a
Yeah.
whole lot going on. So what I thought was, let me take his stuff and put it in my car. I know for a fact ain't nothing gonna go missing if it's in my car, but that's my
Mhm.
thought.
Okay.
So I go and I put it in my car. I put it in my car. Eventually, somebody in the back is calling for me because they know I have his stuff. Hey, can you get the Pope stuff? I said, yeah, yeah, yeah. I came in the room with the Pope and everybody that was in there, and I said, yeah, it's in my car. I'm gonna go get it real quick. The look that he had on his face, like somebody put my, because he had like jewelry and everything in there. Like he had
Yeah.
some he
Yeah.
had some
Yeah.
stuff in
Yeah.
there. So he looked a little, flustered, but I ran to my car. I got it, gave it to him. He saw that everything was in there, and until this day, we brothers.
That's a
Love
great
that.
story.
That's
Man,
awesome.
look, listen. He thought, look, he didn't know what to think. That's what he told me. He didn't know what to think. He's been in situations before, and I said, hey, look, listen. I
Yeah.
said I'd rather have put it in my car and took the chance of it missing there than to have it backstage, somebody else do it, and it still end up on me anyway.
Yep.
Nope, nope.
Yeah.
So,
No.
but yeah, man. But look, he's been really good to me the last couple of years. I've been doing a lot of events with him in Florida. I work with this charity called the Love Alive Charity. So anybody that wants to donate to the lovealivecharity.org, it's on Instagram, it's on Facebook. Please do donate
Okay.
little, donate anything that you possibly can. We
Mhm.
are we are all about love and healing the world. So, but yeah, man, like I said, the Pope, he's really been a positive influence on me the last couple of years and helping me to grow and be the best version of myself.
Yeah. That's
Fantastic.
not a name I expected to hear, but hey,
We're here for it.
that's
Yeah.
awesome. That's awesome.
There you go.
All right. So we
Absolutely.
have spent 24 minutes now talking about Mason Walls. Give me a couple names, guys, gals, whoever, that we need to keep an eye out for moving forward.
Man, look, whoo, it's a lot. I'm around a lot of people.
Okay.
Let's see. Hmm. All right. This young fella out there named Waukes. He wrestles for Maryland Championship Wrestling. He's in a tag team with another young man named Chulo Montana. So they're called Sexy and Blessed. So watch out for them. Those guys are tearing it up right now, going everywhere that they possibly can. Again, they're from Maryland Championship Wrestling. So there's a crop of guys there from Maryland Championship Wrestling that needs to be spotlighted as well. But it's like so many people. But I'll name those two so far. Um, who else? So many guys. Oh, young fella out there named Top One, Mr. Amazing. He wrestles over at ACW here in Maryland. He's another one. He's also going to be on the IAW show, and he's in my match, the Fatal Four Way that I'm going to
Oh,
have.
okay.
So that being
Okay.
said, Top One, Mr. Amazing, watch out for him as well. Like these young guys are really coming up right now, and I'm still on my game, but it's like if I don't stay on my game, they're gonna run all over me because they're a
Yeah.
lot younger. They probably got a lot more miles on the body to go, and I'm all here for it. So let me
Yeah.
see, who else do I got? Who else do I got? Big Daddy Adriana. She's been out here for a little
Okay.
bit, but still, watch out for her. She's coming up. She's been collecting championship after championship, and I've been paying
Okay.
attention from afar. Like I don't really run into it too much, but we were just on the same show back last Friday, February 9th, and I feel like she's doing an amazing job out here as well. So definitely keep an eye on her.
Okay.
Let me see. Hey, y'all put me on the spot with this one. I'm really gotta come up with things. It's so much
Yeah, I don't
going
want
on
to
out
get you in
there. So
trouble.
many. Oh no, you good. No. I ain't gonna get in trouble, man. Look, I'm good with everybody. They'll see this.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
good with everybody. I ain't got no beef with nobody, no heat, no smoke, no none of that. So the people I'm throwing out there, the people that I've run into, I've either trained with, I've been in the
Yeah.
ring with, or I've been watching, closely, or
Yeah.
from social media, either or. So let me see who else. I hate to give them credit, but I'm going to anyway. Pure ignorance. They're trio tag team: Chaz the Don Evans, Prince Machiavelli, and Noah the Shooter Idol. So watch out for those guys too. They're tearing it up as they usually do. And the reason I didn't want to give them credit because Prince Machiavelli is coming for this championship that he's not going to get. But guess
Okay.
what? Guess what? I'm still a good guy and I'm still going to shout him out. But he's not getting this. He can still be the greatest tag team trio, whatever you want to be, but I'm going to be the Showcase Division champion at the end of the day. But again, watch out for those guys too. They're doing great stuff out here. They're everywhere that they can be, and they're giving 110%. Much respect.
Love that. Love that. Yeah. No, we're and yeah, we take our notes. We keep a
Oh
running
yeah.
list of these names.
Oh
We
yeah.
can't wait to
Absolutely.
check them out.
Absolutely.
As we kind of wind this interview down, we have a bit of a recurring debate that we like to have our guests weigh in on.
Sure.
When you hear Mr. WrestleMania, do you think Shawn Michaels or The Undertaker?
Shawn Michaels.
All right.
I had to go with Shawn Michaels, man.
Have to.
That's
You
fair.
have to.
That's fair. No,
Yeah,
I mean you
man.
don't have to, but it's fine. It's
I mean,
okay.
look. I'm gonna tell you the reason I go with Shawn Michaels.
Yeah.
Let's hear it.
If you were asking me, hey Mason, who are you, The Undertaker or Shawn Michaels? I'm Shawn Michaels. Simple. I can relate more to Shawn Michaels than I can to Undertaker. I'm not. I've never been 6'5" ever, but I'm more
Neither have
close to
I.
Shawn Michaels. But I'm more close to Shawn Michaels' height. But I bet, look, I bet when I meet Shawn Michaels, I bet you I look him eye to eye. I bet you we look normal. Undertaker, that's not normal, man. I can't. Nah, man, that's a main event, right? It's a freak right there, man.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All
but
right.
yeah,
All
but
right.
when I think Mr. WrestleMania, I think Shawn Michaels, I think Showstopper, I think, you know, uh, and not taking nothing away from Undertaker. Undertaker's great. Come on now, he's a freaking legend. He's a
Yeah.
phenom. He done did everything that you possibly can do. It's just with Shawn Michaels, I know that's who I could relate to more. Look at
Mhm.
this. Shawn Michaels started in tag team wrestling just like I did. I don't remember Undertaker ever starting on tag team. I think Undertaker was doing a lot of stuff by
Yeah.
himself for a very long time. So but well, except for when he was in, the tag team with his brother. But
Yeah.
I'm just saying, as far as like an origin, Shawn Michaels started like that. I started like that. Now I'm branching off myself. Shawn Michaels branched off himself.
Sure.
I feel like when I think
Of
Mr.
course.
WrestleMania, I think that.
Okay. All right.
So
Hey,
Love it.
I can't. You gave a great reasoning, so I can't argue on it.
I appreciate. Look, I'm always gonna give you a reason, even if you don't like it.
Yeah.
You can respect it.
No, and I
Of
do,
course.
and I do, and I
Yeah.
love that you said when you meet Shawn Michaels. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely, absolutely. It's gonna happen.
where any upcoming events in the next couple weeks, months, and then where can everybody find you on social?
All right. Again, we said earlier, Intense Action Wrestling. That is actually February 24th, so that's next weekend. So I'll be there. After that, I think I have something going on in March, to be announced. April, I have Summit Wrestling Association, and I have a couple of other dates too that's not like locked in yet. So eventually, those will come to light. But right now, I know I
Mhm.
have just those few shows coming up right this second. Where you can find me on social, you can find me on Facebook. It's Mason Walls. I have a like page, Self Built Mason Walls. Another one, Self Built Brand. You can find me on Twitter at Mason Walls 90. You can find me on Instagram at Mason underscore Walls 9. Oh, I'm sorry, Mason. Am I forgetting my own Instagram name? Mason underscore Walls 910. Either way, look it up. You'll see me. You'll find me. But I'm on Instagram, Mason underscore Walls 910, and I'm on YouTube, Mason Walls. So type in Mason Walls, you'll find me.
Awesome.
All right. Wonderful. Mason, thank you so much for joining us. This was a wonderful conversation. Best of luck in February and in March.
Appreciate
Can't
it.
wait to see what you do next.
Absolutely.
And we definitely hope to have you back on the show soon.
Fellas, it's been a pleasure. Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Of course, of course.
All right.
For Mason Walls, for the podcast that I'm Mr. Cincinnati, this has been a special edition of the Wrestling Junkies podcast, and we'll talk to you guys soon.
All right.